I'm still fly, I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Pills to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you. From the inside out. So right now, say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time, it's my time to ride it out. It's your time, oh. Cheers to all the haters, cause you proved to me that rising to the top was my destiny. And you can see whatever from behind me, but I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Clothes to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you. From the inside out. It's time to say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time, it's my time to run it out.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's live class. Super excited to have all of you guys here with me live. Let me know in the chat if you're new to the show, type new. If you've been watching this show for a long time, type OG in the chat. Today we're going to go over a trend that seems to be going on and on. If you guys are new to the show, to kind of walk you guys through what we do here, I pull up a trend from the internet, something that's going on, and then I show you guys how I would do it. So we talk it through, we decide, do we like the trend, do we not like the trend? You guys can let me know your opinions in the chat. And then I show you guys how to do it. And we do this live as many times a week as we can. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the live stream. If you guys also are new to the show and don't understand, I do have a Patreon. So to join the Patreon, you go to patreon.com/MattBeck. The link is right there. Just make sure you write it down, screenshot it, whatever you want to do. The Patreon, you can basically rewatch all of these live streams through that. So when I'm done, the live stream will disappear on Facebook and YouTube, whatever platform you're watching it on. And the only way to rewatch it is to become a member of the Patreon. It's $10 a month, or you can become a member on Facebook, which is just clicking that link. If you're watching on Facebook, there's a Become a Supporter link. You just click that. It's $10 a month, and you can become a supporter of the show that way. And that's pretty much it. So, your jacket is fire. Thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate that. Hopefully it's not too noisy. That tends to be the problem with this jacket. I love your videos. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Good morning, Lori. Linda is an OG. What's up, Linda? Always wear that jacket. Always wear it, but I do like this jacket. I do like this jacket. Actually haven't been wearing it because it makes a lot of noise, but today couldn't find the other jacket, so. I've been watching for a while now. Love your methods and styles, Linda. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys aren't following on social, I post shorter versions of these videos, little tips that we pull from it. So you guys follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the platforms. Make sure you subscribe. Also hit that notification bell. That way you get a notification anytime I go live so you don't miss anything. And also anytime I post a video, you'll know about it. You'll be the first to know. All right, cool. Are you live? Yes, I am. I am live. OG, I'm not a hairdresser, but I love to watch. Carrie, welcome. Everybody's welcome on this show to learn, to be inspired, to take these techniques to your hairdresser, whatever you want to do. Welcome. All right, so let's go over the trend that we're talking about today. I'm going to get rid of this link so in about 2 seconds, so make sure you screenshot right now. Screenshot. Patreon.com/MattBeck if you want to join. That's going away. All right, so let me pull up my saved stories. Baby curtain bangs. This is what we are talking about today. Show you my screen. All right, so obviously you guys are probably very familiar with curtain bangs. They've been around for a couple years now, maybe even more. But I've been making videos about them for a couple years. There's obviously always alterations to those styles. People get bored, and what do you do with curtain bangs? You make them baby curtain bangs. Basically, the baby part of anything, baby bangs, baby curtain bangs, whatever you want to call it, is just a shorter version of what the style is. So when you look at this trend here, zoom in a little bit, you could see that it's still the curtain fringe. So what a curtain fringe is, kind of opens up into the face like curtains do. So that's really the trend. And then let me see if we get any other, the trend. Curtain bangs have been trending for a few years now, great. Thanks to how they frame the face. The great benefit of a curtain bang is it goes with pretty much any face shape. And it's a really, oh, this is hilarious. Array hair care. I know this guy. It's hilarious. Let me see if I can pull up if it's actually him or not. Yep, that's him. Jay Small. Right on, Jay. Making the news. All right. Back to it. Sorry. ADD. So curtain bangs have been a trend for a few years now, thanks to how they frame the face, the fact that they are much easier to style than other bangs, which is totally true. Their swoop shape adds volume to the hair. It can otherwise seem flat, and their shaggy look gives the wearer an instant vintage cool. But as with anything, there are caveats to this style. Traditional curtain bangs sit on the top of the cheekbone, so right in here, and they angle down towards the ear. Celebrity stylist and co-founder of Array Hair Care, Jay Small, explains. Me and Jay worked in Paul Mitchell at the same time back in the day. That's why it threw me off to see his name. It's pretty cool. Since curtain bangs are longer than most bang styles, Small says the biggest complaint with this length is that it grows out of style too quickly. So my take on this is the fact that curtain bangs grow out quickly, which they do because they sit at that cheekbone level. So what he's basically saying is cut baby curtain bangs and you have more longevity in the style. They'll last longer. So you've got that going for you. And I'm going to show you guys how to get baby curtain bangs. I'll walk you guys through how I would do it. So that's pretty much it on the article. Okay, let me back to you guys here. What is the best way to learn from online education? Well, obviously watching it, but also not just watching it. This would be education in general. So I think this is a great question. Hopefully I can bring a little bit more value to the masses on this question. But any education, I think it's so important to make sure that you're not just taking it for face value, what it is. Really try to understand the why behind everything that we're doing. So don't just literally take what I'm going to show you guys today on how to cut a baby curtain bang and do that every time on every client, because it won't work the same on every single client. But instead, look at the sectioning that I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Listen to how I talk about the sectioning. All that can play a key role. The tension that I use, the elevation that I'm using in the cut, and why I'm using that elevation. All of these, the whys behind everything that you're doing will make you a better hair cutter in the end. So don't just learn the technique and think of it as a cookie cutter technique. It's not going to fit on everyone. Dig a little bit deeper always in anything that you're learning. Can you do styling videos, please? I mean, I do a little bit of styling in these videos, but I'm not a styler. So it's just not my forte, and it's not something that I have a great passion for. Obviously, I blow dry hair to cut it. So, whatever it takes or to get my end result in that style. But I don't do a lot of styling. With that being said, I do love collaborating and bringing people in that do love styling and have a passion for it. So if you are into that and it's something that you're passionate about and you love educating, hit me up and maybe we can do something in that way. Appreciate the explanation. Take your time to do. I'm so visual and detail oriented, and the methods help me tremendously. Thank you. Cynthia, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Setup is awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, so let me pop. I'm going to go here and add this in. All right, so we're going to be using the TriRazor today. So those of you guys know, this is my patented razor cutting tool. So, but I want to change the blades in it before we get started. So you always want to put fresh blades into your razors. So we'll go here, and of course, got two of them, two fresh blades. Let me grab a couple more. So the TriRazor is a 3-sided cutting tool. This is our patented tool, patented it, submitted for the patent over COVID time, developed the razor. It's basically a combination of every razor I've ever loved in hair cutting. So the triangle is our logo, so it's the Free Salon Education logo. Those of you guys that aren't familiar. And so we did a triangle or play button type style tool that can fit in the, fit in the palm of your hand pretty much, depending on the size of your hand. And throw it in your pocket, throw it wherever, and just have this really fun cutting tool with you at all times. Great for Thanksgiving. When everybody asks for a haircut, you just pull this thing out, swipe them real quick, and there you go. Oh, that's why. There we go. All right, so these are the blades. So I'm gonna take the covers off of each blade. Be very careful, these are very sharp before we do it. Then we pop the top off of this. This is the patent part that we have, is the design of this razor. Then you just pull the top off. Now each blade comes out, just like that. And then you can place new blades in. They lock right into place here. There we go. And the last one here. See if I can, like that. There we go. You lock in, final blade there. Then you take the top and basically you press on the two bottom corners, just like that. And then you've got the top already kind of locked in. And the way that you lock that in is just by pushing that top piece on. And now you've got your three-sided TriRazor ready to cut. I have one of those, different brand, and it's amazing. It is not the same thing. Just so you guys know out there, there was a triangle razor apparently back in the day, prior to me even being a hairdresser, over 18 years ago. I believe maybe Michael O'Rourke came out with it. Honestly, I love Michael O'Rourke. I've watched his videos a ton. I remember he came out with like this egg-shaped razor when I had first started cutting hair, so it must have been after the triangle thing. And maybe he wasn't the one that came out with it, I don't know. But I didn't know about the triangle razor, obviously, until I invented a triangle razor, and then everybody lets me know that there was one back in the day, and they have one. It is not the same thing. The only similarity is that it's a triangle. But past that, the design is way different. Each side specifically cuts a certain percentage of hair. The other one, I think, just kind of had like weird texturizing sides. And then you had to unscrew it from what it looks like on pictures that I've seen. You had to unscrew it with this little tiny screwdriver to then replace the blades. So it's obviously a very, it's a longer process for that. Razor's probably why it doesn't technically really exist anymore. Besides eBay. So I think somebody bought the whole lot of them and they sell them on eBay, but it's not the same thing, but it is a triangle. So I'm glad that if you have one, you like it, but I would tell you that this is definitely a different tool, and and that's where that is. Just wanted to put that out there. Let's see. All right, cool. 50 years, still loving it. That's so awesome. Love hearing that. Love hearing that. Thank you, Lydia. Appreciate that. All right, guys. So I want to get cutting because obviously you guys came here for the cutting part, and also I have a client in 27 minutes. So I want to pop on here and let's get started. All right. All right, here we go. Go here.
I went by your house, what a big mistake. But for a while I thought that I wouldn't break. I need something else to clear my head. Someone to tell me how to live instead. Just open your eyes and take my advice. Stop rolling the dice and just compromise. It's the chance of your life.
right, so we're gonna get into the cut. If you guys have questions, please post them in the chat so I can see them. I can see them on all the different channels. Let's see where we're at. Love this gadget. All right, cool. Appreciate that. All right, so to section off a fringe. This is where it's good to be very specific with how you section a fringe, because you want it, obviously, I think about in haircutting, especially if you've watched the FSC digital haircutting system, when I look at each area of the head, we've got the fringe area, which is about right here where that curve is, where it starts to curve on the head here. So you've got the fringe area, then you've got the middle of the head, and then you've got the back, right? So we got the front, middle, back. And I like to separate all of those from the overhead view. And then when you look at the side view, you've got the front, middle, and back here as well. So when we look at this hairline here determines my fringe area. So here, as I pull that back, you can see the hairline. This is my fringe area. All this hair here, right? From there to there. Now, as we move back, the side or middle area of the head is from this hairline here all the way back to the hairline here. So you've got this portion of the head is all the side and top, right? Then, as you move from this point back to here, you've got the back of the head. We separate all of that with vertical lines through it. And then that helps me determine when I'm cutting the fringe to make sure that I'm actually cutting the fringe area and I'm not moving into the side of the head. Now, that doesn't mean that that rule can't be broken, but when you're starting out cutting hair, you don't want to break that rule until you fully understand what's going to happen. Because if you break that rule of cutting the fringe and connecting it into the back or to the sides here, the middle and the sides, when you connect those two things, all of a sudden you're going to get short layers that you didn't really want if you're cutting the fringe and connecting into the side. So just be careful as you work through it to not connect things that you don't want to connect. All right, so in the top, I want to go through here, and I'm going to section straight from the bridge of the nose here, and we're going to go straight back. Now remember, the only thing we're cutting today is the fringe, but she's got a really kind of cool medium length shaggy haircut, so this fringe will look cool on that. There we go. So now we've separated side to side, straight down the center. And now I want to work two triangle sections, one here and one here, that will separate out our fringe. So we're going to go right here and down. Let me show you from the side view here. So there you go. Look at the hairline all the way up to that high point where the comb starts to rock just a little bit, and that determines what hair is going to fall forward into the fringe area and what hair is going to fall to the side, being a part of the middle. So I'll just comb the rest of this back. I use the wide teeth of the comb. This is the 705 comb, available on freesaloneducation.com, all different colors. So wide teeth of the comb to get the hair moving back because it detangles it. And then I go tight teeth of the comb to then get a nice clean section with a lot of tension that really helps pull that hair out of the way, so that when I'm cutting, I don't have to worry about mixing up the front and the side. Okay? Wagner, I appreciate the nice words there. So this is the first section, first triangle, right there. And that is going to be her fringe area. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Work that triangle. section down to the hairline. Wide teeth to detangle and move the hair back. Tight teeth to pull tension and really move the hair out of the way. She must be stressed. It's just bangs. There goes that piece. We'll slide our clip up and back to separate everything out of the way. So now we've got our two triangles. 1, 2. Right. Here's the TriRazor. So again, 3 different side cutting tool. You've got your 25 texture side, so it takes out 25% of the hair. 50 texture side takes out 50% of the hair, and 100 cutting side to take out 100% of what you want to cut. So also going to move, now that I'm sectioned out, going to move into this 701 Meta Pink comb. And here we go. All right, so as I comb this out, I'm going to take small diagonal back partings and just work a little bit at a time. Now, for this curtain fringe, I want it to hug the eyebrow, right? I want it to kind of go short to long, but then kind of cascade over the eye a little bit as well. So, key things to think about. Elevation, what does elevation do? As I lift the hair up, the more I lift it up, the lighter the shape's going to be. Why does that happen? Well, if you think about the head shape, right? If I were to cut everything down here and I cut it, well, this piece that's right here on the forehead is going to be shorter than this piece that's all the way up here in the section. Okay? Better view. This piece here that's down here is going to be shorter because it has shorter to go to my cutting point than this piece, which is coming from longer. Now, if I elevate this up to a 90-degree point, what happens? Now, this piece and this piece get cut, and now they're the same length. So when it drops, this piece will fall quicker and shorter than the piece that's down here. And what that does is it lightens up the ends of the section, because this end of the top part of the section doesn't reach all the way to the other piece. Because it doesn't reach, it's softer because there's less density that hits at the bottom point where that rests. Okay? So you need to determine, do you want this to be nice and lightweight, or do you want it to be a little bit heavier around the eyebrow? You can have both, not at the same time, obviously, but you can have both in a curtain fringe. You could have a heavy curtain fringe, you could have a light curtain fringe. If she's got heavy density, then maybe you don't want to have a heavy curtain fringe. Might not be what you're going for. So you might want to elevate it a little bit more. The other thing is tool choice, because if I go with a scissor and I cut a blunt line in the hair, I'm going to have a little bit heavier line. If I go with a razor, I'm going to cut and have movement up and down, which is then going to erase some of that vertical heaviness that happens in the haircut. So automatically, I'm going to get a lighter line on the bottom. Make sense? So we're going to use a razor today. I want it to be nice and light. And we're going to be working with light tension. And I'm going to pinch just a little bit with my fingers right above the bridge of the nose. Okay? And I'm going to bring the TriRazor in and come on the back side here. And I'm just going to work nice and light. And I'm barely pushing the pressure. So I come in here, I work nice and light. And I'm not pulling a lot of tension with my finger, but I want it to be nice and soft. So we cut that off. Now, because of the little bit of over direction, so pulling it from that point to this point, you get this nice little angle going, which in turn is going to sit short to long going that way. Think about over direction, how it works. If I keep bringing hair from further away from the point that I'm cutting it, it's obviously going to get longer, right? So as I grab each section and bring it over here, it's going to get longer towards the outside. What does our section do? Is the feed blurry to anybody else? I got one person on here saying blurry. Do we feel like it's blurry? Let me know in the chat. Could be their connection, but I just want to make sure. All right, so I'll let that go away first. It's blur. Okay. So we've got our short to long point. Now, I take another diagonal back parting, comb it towards me, towards the bridge of the nose, pinch it. Pinching it gives it a little extra over direction. Think about this, watch. If I comb this out and I hold it in my fingers like this, I'm going to get less over direction on this piece, just this bottom piece. It'll be the same here, but think about if I take this and I bring it together and bring it to that point, now there's a little extra over direction in that. So that's why I pinch it. Bring it together, pinch, come in here, and again, just lightly cutting, slight movements. You could just go right through it, but the quicker you move, the more blunt the look. So if I want it to be softer, then I move the razor up and down. The more you move the razor up and down, the softer the line. Because again, you're cutting pieces shorter and longer, shorter. So you're breaking up the baseline of the haircut. And this, I'm going to pinch it again. It's just on the bottom edge of that. Had a little extra length, probably lost a little tension in there. So I just want to remove a little bit more. I don't want that much length building on the end there. Look, see how that's hugging and opening up? So, same thing here. Bring the rest of this triangle over. And because, remember, that was the Midwest in me. Remember, when I pinch, I get more over direction. The head shape at this point is moving away. It's curving this way around the head. So already I'm going to get extra over direction on this little back corner here. So if I pinch it and I get that extra over direction, I'm going to end up with a piece that's this long on our cheekbone. And I don't want that. I want this to have a nice little flow. I want the end of it to really be resting just along the eye right here. So I'm just going to hold this more standard and not pinch it through. Okay. So here I comb my section over to the bridge of the nose, and I'm going to work the TriRazor through along this section. So now take a look. And you have to take into account that you're going to be blow drying, so it's going to get a little extra volume in it. But look how it starts to open up right along the edge of the eyebrow there. All right. So now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Because we're using a razor, and I'm not going to think through if I would change that with a scissor, because we're doing it with a razor today. But I've got my guideline here, so I know where I want to bring my first section, my initial section. So let's go here. I grab slight diagonal back parting, diagonal back parting. I bring that pretty tension-free in front of the bridge of the nose. And then I come right here and I softly start working into it. Again, I'm working with a little bit of hair, not a lot. So if I put a lot of pressure on this, it's just going to chop it right off. I want to work and soften that section. So I really just kind of detail into it. Now I grab another section, diagonal back parting, comb it to where I want it to go, organize it at the root, but then pinch it together, hold it with loose tension, and just work the TriRazor through. Now there might be confusion in when I hold this with loose tension. Doesn't mean I'm holding it lightly with my fingers. I'm really pressing into this so that I don't lose it and I can get my razor through it. Where I'm not having the tension is I'm not pulling it tight like this to cut it. I want to keep that loose but grip it tight with my fingers. Okay? Are you using the 100% side? Yeah, absolutely. So we're just using this 100% cutting side in it. I'm going to come to the other side because now I'm going to comb all this over. And again, remember, wow, I cannot say remember. Again, remember that we are now combing this section and bringing it over to the bridge of the nose. Like that. I don't want this piece to fade away because I don't want too much length. So really cutting a nice little straight line across, parallel to the parting there. All right, I got 7 minutes. So that is it. That's the baby curtain fringe, guys. Pretty simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blow dry this style real quick for you guys. See if I can get it done before my client gets here, which is very salon reality right now. And let's see what we got, what we come out with. So I'm going to blow dry using Paul Mitchell Neuro Prime. This is a heat protectant, great base blow drying product. If you're not looking for a ton of extra volume or anything like that, you just want to kind of smooth the hair out. Work that in. So face to face like Moses, a unique name. How do you know which part of the triangle to use and the percentage of hair to take out? Well, if you're cutting a line like this that we're cutting with the fringe, then I use the 100% because I'm cutting a line. I want to cut 100% of the hair off. If I want to remove some weight. So let's say I take this same section and I'm holding it here, and I just want to take 25% of that hair out. Then I go in with the 25% or the 50%. That helps me remove some weight and add texture to the hair. That's why we call it 25 texture and 50 texture, because it's really just about adding that texture into the hair. I have a feeling I'm going to want this smoothing iron by the end. We'll see. We have time. Might as well get it heated up. All right. Whoops. Sorry guys, that's what we call a 7-minute blow dry. Because my client is here. But guess what? Not bad. I'm going to show you. I want to pop a little bit of volume into the fringe. A little bit of wave to it. So to answer your question, I think it was Jill, about the flat wrapping and the hair in her face stuff. As a student, I would definitely not put her hair in her face. You know, as anybody, I wouldn't put their hair in their face. What I would say is that I was definitely more rough with her because I wanted to do it in 7 minutes, try to get it done as quick as possible. And then second, I wanted to... she's not real, so it didn't really matter. But on a real person, I would tilt their head a little bit more like forward and keep their hair kind of out of their face, but I would still flat wrap it forward. I use flat wrapping on almost everyone, especially because it's the best technique for cutting, because it really allows the hair to go with the shape of the head. Trying to get this fringe right for you guys. But, so don't be timid about it, but definitely be courteous and careful, you know. But good luck in school. Are you in school, or did you say you just got out? You said first year, right? So. So there you go. I would like it to look a little bit fresher, a little better. But you guys get the gist. That's how it's done. That's how we would do it. And hopefully you'd have more than 7 minutes to get it done in. But if you don't, there you go. I feel like this piece here needs to go over. Yeah. Nope. This way. It's backwards in the camera. These bangs are great too because they don't get in your face. That's a nice bang cut. Sweet. Love your videos. Awesome. Licensed since June. Awesome, Joe. That's so cool. Later life career choice. Hey, cool. Couldn't be happier. Awesome. Good job. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So there is our baby curtain fringe. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys, showing you guys this technique. If there's something that you guys want to learn, let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my live streams or anything that I'm doing, posting videos all of the time. And also make sure that you hit that notification bell, because then you'll get an alert if I go live and you won't miss anything, because it's a little bit scattered, it's a little bit random. So hit that notification bell and you won't miss a thing. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the live today. You guys have been great. I will see you guys on the next class. Thank you so much. I gotta go do hair. I'll see you later.
I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul. On the road, I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul.